I don't normally talk about this subject. In fact, I've never really talked about it before and recorded me talking about it and uploading it to YouTube. But today I'm going to talk about abortion. Basically, I was adopted. I could have been an abortion, probably because of moral guilt of the religion one of my parents' mom was in prevented me from becoming an abortion. So I very well could have been an abortion, even though my father offered to marry my mom and all that. I could have been an abortion. You're looking at a potential abortion here. But I kept dodging the coat hanger when it went up. But no, seriously, yeah, I could have been an abortion. And then I had a son, and then my ex-wife at the time was debating whether she should get an abortion or not. And maybe it would have been for the better, but I didn't get an abortion, and I have a good son now. But basically, um, what's the difference between like a mom waiting 20, 25 years and killing her kid and killing a kid when it's inside of her? There's no difference. It's the same thing. What she waits 5, 10, 20 years or gets it done within 9 months. It's still basically murder, and all these people try to say, oh, it's for medical purposes or she's going to die or whatever, or it's from rape. That's only 1%. But they don't tell you that. All these people that push abortion don't tell you that because 98% or more of all the abortions are from convenience. It's all for convenience. It's like, well, I couldn't study for my exam. I had trouble with school and I was having trouble studying. I was thinking about my new life with my kid, so I terminated it, basically. So that's what they do. It's mostly out of convenience. 99% of the abortions are just out of convenience. And a lot of times, like, a gal will meet a rich guy and everything, and she'll think that maybe she's going to lose him or he's going to leave her, so she'll deliberately stop taking her birth control pills and not tell him because she wants his sperm. See, if she gets his sperm and she gets fertilized by his sperm, the egg, and she gets pregnant, then she can get a whole lot of money out of that rich guy. So what happens is it turns out she's not able to do that. So she's not able to make money off this rich guy and suck off the tit and let the baby suck off the tit. And then the guy that's supposed to be getting sucked off isn't getting sucked off anymore. So it's kind of going the wrong way. And what happens is she decides that she's not going to make any money out of this situation. So she aborts the kid. And then I know this is a true story for myself. My ex, I thought she was on birth control pills, and she quit taking birth control pills, and she didn't tell me about it. And so she called me from California, saying I'm 6 months pregnant. I'm like, what? And she's asking me what I want to name it. And I'm like, what do you mean? So I come back up to Seattle. I look in the bathroom, and she wasn't even smart enough to hide the birth control pills. She took half a pack of birth control pills, and then she got pregnant because she wanted to have my kid. She wanted to trap me. She thought it was an asset worth milking for child support, which eventually that's what happened. And she used her child support money for crack and drugs, and it went to everything but the kid. So, that's where the child support went. The hard-earned money that I worked for years in one of the most dangerous jobs in this country, well, actually the most dangerous job in the world. And then, I end up paying child support for that, and it goes to a crack habit. So I have a little crack baby running around out there. A smart crack baby. But, basically, it's out of convenience. Most of the time, it's the woman just wants the rich guy's sperm. She wants to have a baby so she can suck off him and get money out of him so she can sit on her butt and get fat and eat GMOs and get fat and spend the money on drugs and crack for child support. And a little bit goes to food and rent. So that's basically what it's all about. They just want to, they want to have the baby so they can secure financial assets. And 9 times out of 10, that's the case. Most abortions are for convenience. So they're conveniently murdering a child, an innocent unborn child that has no say in the matter, that's totally defenseless. And they're murdering this child because the financial situation, the financial gain that they thought they were going to get out of the situation doesn't happen. So they just abort the situation and they abort the kid. And so these women that get prosecuted for aborting their kids after they're 25 years old, what's the difference? They shouldn't get prosecuted because they don't get prosecuted for abortion. So that's basically it. And all the rights activists and all that stuff will pull all these guilt trips on you. It's all about rape or for medical emergencies and stuff, and 99% of the time that's not the case. The abortions is out of convenience. They didn't want to have the child at that time in their lives. They already had too many children. They didn't want to have more, whatever. But it basically boils down to she doesn't want to be responsible, and she couldn't get money for the kid, so she wants to abort it. Everything is about the money. See, if she can't get the money, she's going to abort the kid. That's the bottom line. But what's odd is they'll let somebody kill their kid, but they won't legalize prostitution. That's messed up. Not legalizing prostitution. They talk about, women's rights and how a woman has control over their body and she has the right to murder a kid or get an abortion, to commit murder, but she can't sell her ass. I mean, that's totally contradictory. This society's totally messed up. So if you're going to be able to abort a kid, you should be able to legalize prostitution. So the husband that's not getting sex from his wife should be able to get it somewhere where he can get sex. But that's another story. But most of the time it's just convenience. Out of every case I've known and studied and found out about, they just kill the little booger, the little innocent little child that can't defend itself. They basically murder it out of convenience because it was inconvenient. They couldn't financially afford it. They weren't able to obtain assets for it to be able to afford it. They weren't able to make money off the kid, which they wanted to do. And since they weren't be able to do that, they just figured they'd just quit it like a bad habit and abort it. So most abortions are convenience. The brainwashing of the media saying that it's for medical purposes or somebody that gets raped is untrue. 99% of the time, that is untrue. It's just convenience. So then you have these guys that go into these abortion clinics and they basically abort the people